Shut up and sit down.
Hello, 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 and welcome to Pardon Me, Alex, the only SFA basketball podcast. I almost forgot what we were for a second. On the market. My brain's been fried for about a week, and so I'm trying to get back in the swing of being back at work and back into being present. And it's taken me a minute. So if I fumble tonight, you know why.
It's only Monday, you know.
Sure, right. And I've got a major case of the Mondays right now. So, hello and welcome back. We are so tickled to discuss these games from the Southland Conference Tournament. It was our first time back in the Southland Conference Tournament since we returned to the Southland. Technically 2 years ago. Last year was our first year back, and so this is our second year back. And experiencing the grandeur of the WAC conference tournaments when we were in the WAC, and having to travel to Vegas and the hoopla and pomp and circumstance that came along with that, and just the higher level of, conference tournament, if you would. And then the juxtaposition of then going to Lake Charles and being at a home arena for a conference tournament neutral site, supposedly, tournament was a little jarring. I'm sure we'll talk about it at nauseum and at length over the next hour. And you'll probably hear how we really feel about it. And so
if you can't tell by our captions on both of ours.
Correct. Not to bury the lead, but it's last week was a difficult one. And not just because we, lost in the conference championship final. That, believe me, stunk, which we'll talk about. It was just everything all rolled into one. It was just I've said this to Jacqueline earlier before we logged in. I was like, I feel like I've just been, for the past week and a half, a series of unfortunate events. And it's not been fun. But we'll get to it and we'll talk about it, and we will cry about it and lament about it and then move on, because that's what these podcasts are kind of for us and for everybody else. So, but before we get to that, we can talk about a happy game, which was the first game of the tournament, because we were the number one seed and the regular season champs and all these other things. We were lucky enough to get a double bye, which has its advantages for sure, but also has its disadvantages in the fact that, we don't play for 8 days or so in a row. And, there could be some cobwebs and some spider webs and things like that we have to dust off and figure out, which definitely happened in this game. But we'll get there. So just to start us off, obviously we traveled to McNeese. We traveled to Lake Charles and McNeese early on Tuesday, the 10th, last week. That way we could get the girls' game in before the guys' game, which obviously we all know how that turned out. Very positive, very good game. I was glad that we were able to get there early and check into the hotel and get situated, and then head over to the conference tournament location, which was, yes, on McNeese's campus. And so that was great. Had a great time watching the girls. But then we get to the guys' game, and here we are. So just to catch you up.
Yeah, it was a very early morning.
Very early morning.
Had more time to add on to it. But we got on the road in time, like Alex said, to get there, check in, do makeup.
Which turns out, leaving as early as we did, it sounded like, oh God, I feel like we're going to get there so early. But honestly, in reality, it was probably a good thing we did leave that early, because we were able to check in at like noon and like get everything situated and get our room and go and like get dressed. And, you know, we weren't rushing, which was probably for the best. So yes, it was an early morning, especially for Jacqueline, but I'm glad that we did get there as early as we did.
So yes, let's just start on the first game.
Let's just dive right in.
Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. Gigi, I'm talking. Tuesday, March 10th at Townsley Law Arena in Lake Charles, Louisiana. Going into this game, our matchup history with. Okay. My part's very quick, and then Alex is going to talk for a minute, and I'll take care of this issue. The first game was against Texas A&M Corpus Christi. This was the semifinal game. Our matchup history with them going into this game was 24 wins and 7 losses. The last matchup, we did win 78-68 on the road. Largest margin of victory was 79-46 in 2017, and the smallest margin of victory was 61-58 in 2017. Now I'm going to let Alex give the little game recap that they had while I situate the barking dog.
Situate the barking dog. Absolutely. Okay, so post-game notes from SFA Athletics. So because of the game, we obviously advanced to Wednesday's title game with the big dance berth on the line. And it was a great game. I mean, in terms of excitement, I mean, when they called it a thriller, they weren't mincing words. It definitely was a thriller. It was nerve-wracking. It was exciting. It was frustrating at many times. But we were able to pull out the win. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters, is to give us a chance to get into the NCAA tournament. Does it irritate me to the core that we have to not only win the regular season title, I mean, we don't have to win the regular season title. Let me back up a minute. But like, we have to also, you know, do well in the regular season to get into the tournament. And then hopefully by Joe, just by the sheer luck and happenstance, you know, get to a title game and then potentially win that to go to the big dance. And I know the majority of conferences, except for maybe like a couple, all have this same format, but geez Louise, it is a heartbreaker if it doesn't go your way, especially when you're picked to win in every freaking poll and every freaking everything, because you're the number 1 seed and you've been leading the conference for months. But anyway, back to the post-game notes. So 4 straight win over A&M Corpus Christi and 25th for SFA in all-time series. Victory is the program's 17th Southland Conference tournament win all time and evens the program's record in Southland Conference play at 17-17. The contest featured 8 lead changes. I'm sure Jacqueline will mention that again in her statistics, and 5 ties with 7 lead changes and 4 ties coming in the first half alone, which I think is crazy to think about. But going back and rethinking about that game, that checks out 100%. SFA finished plus 11 in turnovers, committing just 2 of their 6 in the second half. We went plus 18 points in points off turnovers. We were out-rebounded 36-25. A&M Corpus Christi shot 47% from beyond the arc. We hit 5 first-half threes as both teams shot well beyond the arc in the first half, but was unable to net any of its 7 attempts in the second. So, again, that just reminds you how back and forth and ridiculous this game was, and how close it was. Let's see. Keon, which Jacqueline will go over the stats, so I'll skip over this. So the rest of it is just stat stuff, so which Jacqueline's about to go over. So there's the recap notes.
Alrighty, so per usual, same starters: Keon, Cece, Cam, Gerald, Latif. We did win this game by 2, 60-58. I do want to point out, and this will be expanded upon in our grievances, but they did not give an attendance number for this game. But guess which ones they did give attendance for? The game that McNeil was in.
Well, yeah.
So, I digress. Who knows what the attendance was? They didn't tell us. Sean Kennedy's stat section, our field goal percentage was 43.9%. Our 3-point percentage, 31.3%. Only 50% from the free throw line. We did have 30 points in the paint, 23 points off turnovers, 4 second chance points, 11 fast break, 10 bench points. As Alex said, the score was tied 5 times and the lead changed 8 times. We did have 25 total rebounds. The squeaky toy is going to have to be taken away. I'm so sorry. Okay. 25 total rebounds, 6 offensive, 19 defensive. We had 11 fouls. We only had 6 turnovers. They did have 17 turnovers. So quite the disparity there. We had 10 steals, 4 blocks, and 10 assists. Our game leaders leading the way, we had Keon with 24 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals. Latif with 13 points, 6 rebounds, 3 steals, 2 assists. Cece with 6 points, 6 rebounds, 1 steal, and 1 assist. And then we had Gerald with 4 points, 2 rebounds, and 4 blocks.
Okay, so game leader, or not game leaders, I'm sorry. Player of the game. 100%, I agree with Jacqueline on her player of the game that she put on our notes. I think for anybody that was watching the game or there in person would agree as well. I mean, our boy Keon, he kept us in it. I mean, player of the year for the conference showed up and kept us in that game, and he is not the only reason, but a very big part of why we came away with the dub that night. And so I agree, Jacqueline, with your player of the game, 100%. Keon, I mean, obviously a special shout out to the other 3 who you mentioned in game leaders, but Keon was Keoning.
Yeah, I mean, this was such a great game for him. He had the most points, the most steals, the most assists, the most rebounds. The only person who beat him on a stat was Gerald with the 4 blocks, which we expect.
Right.
So yeah, he was leading the way on literally every stat line.
Absolutely. And definitely not to diminish Gerald's performance. Those 4 blocks came at really monumental and critical times, just to kind of roll into the feats of strength with that. Those blocks, a couple of them came in the second half, and they were, huge hype and mood changers, I guess, if you could say it. It was
little
critical.
Spark.
Yeah, spark. Absolutely. Critical moments in the game that he came in and blocked those shots. And so credit to him, obviously, where credit is due. Defensive player of the year for a reason. I mean, again, all of this just stinks to talk about like that, because it was a thriller. It was a good game. In terms of, like I said, excitement, obviously I never expected it to be that back and forth and that close. But that's just another testament, I think, positively of how good this conference actually is, which I will give flowers and hats off to the top half of the conference. I mean, everyone that made the conference this year were all lights out. All of them had great opportunities to win the whole damn thing, honestly. So
I agree.
Which gives me good vibes for the future, but also at the same exact time and the same exact breath, like, I don't really want more competition. I mean, it's competition's good, believe me. Yes, true. But like, that just makes it harder for us.
It's hard at the spot that we're at, like Alex was saying. I mean, here's the thing, like really pretty much only if you're in a Power 5 conference, Laura, that's because Gerald is dumb, and yes, he is. But yeah, unless you're in a Power 5 conference, really, you're pretty much going to have to win your conference tournament to get the at large or whatever, the auto bid.
Auto bid, yeah.
Not many schools are going to be in a spot where they can just get an at large bid. And so being in one of those conferences that you can have the same level of competition at ratio wise between whatever I'm trying to say respectively as schools and Power 5 conferences would amongst each other. But it's that added pressure of like just performing well, playing against all these people that we're competitive with is not going to be enough. We're going to have to really win the conference tournament, and that's tough.
It's tough. It's so tough. And yeah. So anyway, back to the strengths from this game. I mean, obviously the mental fortitude and togetherness that the guys displayed in order to pull out the victory. I mean, winning by 2 points. I mean, we're talking hair of our chinny chin chin here. And it was definitely a thriller. It was a barn burner. Both of the games that night, ours and the McNeese UTRGV game, were crazy. I mean, theirs was crazier, which we'll get there.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that was crazy. But yeah, I have to applaud and commend the boys for how they stuck together. They stuck to the game plan and were able to pull out a victory in a very tough spot, a hotly contested game. There were many moments where I was not sure how it was going to go. And they pulled it out, and couldn't have been more proud of them. We were hyped up. We were excited, and we were ready to take on the winner of the next semifinal the next day for the final. Dear God. Hi, Gigi.
Well, I took away the squeaky toy that was, I'm sure, piercing everyone's eardrums, so she can see it up here.
Well, it's squeaky toy or bark.
That's just the way it is. Well, for now, she's just looking at me waiting on the toy, so we'll reevaluate if we need to. But
too bad we need someone to invent a non-squeaky squeaky toy,
or one that squeaks at like a frequency or a pitch that a tone that dogs can hear, but we can't. That would be ideal.
If anyone's out there and is listening and, wants $1 million Shark Tank idea, I think honestly we're onto something here. So someone who's smarter than me, who wants to take that project on, I'll do your social media. Yeah.
Someone else will work. Okay, let's see. What other feats of strength we got here? The field goal percentage was nice. The 3-point percentage I was happy with. The 30 points in the paint was nice.
I literally was about to say the points in the paint were great. Points off turnovers. We almost had just as many points off turnovers than we did points in the paint.
That was nice.
Shockingly enough, there was a lot of high emotion and high octane competitiveness, and there was not a single tech on our side, and I was shocked because I thought that was going to come. Really, truly did, considering how some of the
Here we are.
Here we are. So I will give that as a strength, that nobody got teched up. Let's see here.
The only 6 turnovers I love.
Yep, that's true. Yeah, I mean, again, a lot of positives from this game. For me, I think the main thing that sticks out the most is just the mental toughness and the will to survive and advance, which is how March Madness and March is. And was it the best game we've ever played? No. But We figured it out. We got together and won and gave ourselves another opportunity to potentially win the next day and go to the dance. So, I mean, that's the biggest positive and feat of strength I could probably pull from that game is just our, togetherness and because here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm just going to be brutally honest. I think if we went back in time and we took last year's team and put us in the position that this year's team was in, I truly just don't think that we would have had the right stuff to even get close to the tournament again. I mean, because we didn't even make the tournament last year, right? And I don't think that if we were in that position that we would have been able to overcome that hotly contested of a game. Like, I'm just going to be brutally honest. So I do think that there's been such great strides and obvious change in our program. Obviously going to attribute that to the coaching staff and under Maddie B's leadership and the quality and caliber of men that he's recruited. Because I don't think that team last year would have been able to make it to that sort of moment.
No, yeah, I totally agree with you. And just to clarify from my perspective anyway, I don't at all attribute that to the players necessarily that we had on our squad last season, because I think we had a very talented group of guys.
Absolutely.
Too many other factors going on. It was too disjointed. It was too whatever. And, we hashed all this to absolute death last season, so I won't beat a dead horse. But
absolutely. I'm glad you said that. And I agree. I want to make that very clear. I don't really attribute that to the players. It was just all of the external and the internal factors that were attributing to the absolute chaos that was last season. So shit happens, it is what it is. That might be my 2026 motto. It is what it is.
Shit happens. It is what it is.
Shit happens. It is what it is.
Also, quick sidebar, when you said Survive and Advance, one of my favorite 30 for 30 films. If any of you have not seen it, now is the time. This is the time of year to watch it. If that won't get you pumped up to run through a wall, I don't know what will. Such a great dog. Anyway,
I agree. All right. Anything else positive? We can move on to.
Well, okay, and this has nothing to do with the game per se as far as the play, but I can't articulate today. Maddie B and his wife and twin boys go to my parents' church in Nac First Baptist, and happy to say that while they didn't have very many people on it, because I think it was a long trip and a late night for the people who are retired and have time to do it on a whim. They said, "Hey, anybody wants to go? We'll take a bus and you can hop on and go to the game." So I thought that was a nice show of support to provide transportation for anybody who wanted to go. So my parents and a few other couples rode the bus. And I know First United Methodist that does a lot for basketball. They did a bus as well. So I think that was nice. So
actually, yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. That does remind me about one of my other positives from the tournament in general. The show of support from the Lumberjacks was pretty darn good, considering it's a 3-hour drive from SFA Nacogdoches to Lake Charles, and the fact that we had multiple games over a series of technically 3 days. I think we had a really good contingent of fans there. And, when we weren't playing McNeese, we were packing it out pretty good, comparatively to the other schools that we were playing in those other games. And so I will say, shout out to Lumberjack Nation for making that trek. There's a lot of people that went down and stayed multiple nights. And, obviously we did as well in order for it to be there for that. And so, shout out to those people who went down 100% and showed up and stayed and were loud and proud. And You know, that's exactly the type of like, you know, support you want to see in the stands, especially in a conference tournament. And we definitely needed the amount of people that were there in order to cheer on the Lady Jacks and Lumberjacks. I just wish comparatively it would have been enough for to balance out the McNeese in the stands, but that was never going to happen. So
no, the visiting team's never going to rival the crowd numbers of the home team. But let's go right into the grievances, because
all right, grievances.
With the airing of grievances. I got a lot of problems with you people. Now you're going to hear about it.
Where do we start?
I'm going to start first with something that had nothing to do with the game, so we can get all that out. So this is how many years is this that McNeese has hosted now?
The third year, fourth year. Third year, fourth year, maybe third. I think third.
Because we were in the WAC 3 years and have been back 2, so it's been
4 years, 5. I'm not sure. I honestly don't know.
If they hosted it for the first time the year after we left, then this would be 5. Anyway, point of the story is multiple years that they've hosted this, and the logistics for this whole thing could not have been worse. Sorry, Southland and McNeese. Like, it really was. It was not organized. Things were not. Signage was nowhere to be found. Just everything was a mess. And like, if you threw a big hissy fit to get this deal to host this tournament for X number of years, then you would think they could kind of get their shit together, but.
Girl out there to pick up a mirror.
Oh shoot. Okay.
I'll get her. I got her come around back.
Okay. Sorry. I forgot about that. My bad.
Yeah.
So anyway, yes, I wish it would have been a little bit better organized. I mean, again, I don't know where the ball was dropped on a few things. I don't know if it was, you know, a McNeese thing or a Southland thing or a little bit of both here and there. I don't know. And to be honest, it's in the past. I don't really care. I just hope going forward that things are a little bit smoother of a transition. Like, for example, it's the small stuff. Like, when we get there and we go up to the box office and we ask, where are the press passes? Where do we go pick those up? Oh, well, they're around back. You just got to go all the way around the building and go in the gray door. Okay, no problem. Well, we go around back and every single door is a gray door.
Like 5 at least.
So we're literally walking around
script gray doors that look like the type that they're auto locked and the only way you get in is with a key. So we're like, which one? There's not a sign to be seen saying where to go. And that's my point. Like, I don't even care whose fault it was between McNeese or the Southland, but like, how many years y'all been doing this? How many?
Yeah. And
it's this exact venue where nothing has changed.
Right. And important to note, I did find the sign. It had been blown over by the wind. There was a like barricade, mind you, pointed in the other direction, the way the buses were coming around the back of the building, that said like player door, like player entrance, this entrance, and then like media entrance or whatever. And they were all pointing to the door that we were supposed to go into. But you wouldn't have known that coming from the opposite direction because it wasn't on both sides of the barricade. And it had gone blown over in the wind and nobody had picked it up.
And had they simply taped, I'm talking even a piece of computer paper with it written in Sharpie taped to the door would have worked.
Yeah. Like, press passes or whatever, media passes, whatever you want to call them, player entrance, and that right here, like right there.
The only people who are going to be driving in from that side to see the like blockades are the teams. So the press is not always traveling with the team. They're going to be driving their own vehicle, and they're going to be on foot when they get to that point. So that's really not that helpful.
Well,
So,
yeah, and especially like press like us.
Even had that been standing, that's still not really helpful.
It wasn't. And I know this is totally an us thing. Like this is not a normal like patron thing. So anyway, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff I would like to say, but I also don't want to get like blacklisted from getting press passes in the future. So I'm just gonna kind of keep my mouth shut.
It just was not organized the best. And listen,
yeah, I mean,
we're here to help. Yeah.
If you need some pointers or some ideas for the future, holler. We've been to a few tournaments where things were organized a little bit better. We can give you some ideas,
some feedback.
Just throw it out there. Also, like this is like another such a small thing, but it's such a pain in the butt. Like, in order to get to our seats, we have to like cross behind the like one of the media and press like tables, you know, where like a stadium announcer and like the people running the boards and stuff all sit, and there's nowhere to walk behind them. It's like this much space, and then you have to like step up onto another like level and like wiggle around people who are sitting in seats and like over here. I mean, it's such a small area that so if you have to like get up to like, I don't know, go to the bathroom or get up to like do anything, it is literally an act of Congress to do this. You might as well just lock in for the entire half, because you shouldn't get up and move. Which also brings us to another issue that Jacqueline and I both had, and we weren't the only ones. I don't understand when people like, I figure if you're like running late or something's happened, like, okay. But God dang it, if the tip off is 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 6, whatever time the tip off is, and you're running late, don't walk in front of people who are trying to watch the game. Stay where you're at until a freaking media timeout.
Wait till a dead ball or media. Like, it is not hard. There have been a few games this season where I have come skating in at the last moment due to working and having an hour and a half drive. And guess what? I want to get down to my seat quicker than anybody, but I wait until there's either a dead ball or media timeout before I get down there. And Alex and I sit on the aisle seat, so it's not even like I'm walking in front of a whole row. But like, that's
just walking in front of me, which is fine.
That's just common courtesy. And back to what you were saying about the no room to walk. Here's another one of my grievances about McNeese's Coliseum, just in general. Like, everything about it makes no sense. Here's the thing. It's like they had in mind how many seats they wanted to fit in there, and then their budget couldn't actually like make a big enough Coliseum to fit the people. And they're like, well, you know what? There's just a little bit of difference, so we'll just squish them in. We're just going to make the rows of seats at like a super, whatever I'm trying to say, like
high angle,
quite a treacherous angle. And we're going to leave like this much room in between the press table and the first seat, because even me, y'all know I'm short. I don't have long legs. When I'm sitting there, if anyone walked in between me and the press table, like I had to turn my legs to the side to make room for them to walk through, because it's like everything is so squished and condensed. And I'm like, you could have just lost like 400 seats max and had everything at like a normal angle and a normal amount of space. But instead, it's like you get up to walk these stairs and baby, you miss one, you're dead. I'm sorry. Like, your life is over. You are going to hurtle to
You're
treacherous
doomed.
death.
You're
I'm
gonna
not
fling
even kidding.
yourself off the freaking cliff. But like legitimately though, like legitimate, and you can't. There's so many elderly and older people who are going to these games. This can't be safe. Like they literally have to like hold on for dear life, trying to maneuver these stairs and like maneuver these seats because my God, one false move and they will. Someone, I'm surprised no one got hurt. I really, truly am.
I'm shocked too, because I mean, there were a few, or at least one or two people specifically that outside, were worried about, and I to them was like, please, if you need to get up, like, just holler at your girl, and I will get up and like get you where you need to go. Don't set off on your own. And
For sure.
when my parents decided to come, I text and was like, just a heads up, because I know neither of my parents had been in their new Coliseum. I'm like, the angle and slant of these stairs is treacherous. So like, give a heads up to anybody. They need to take it slow and steady. We
For
don't
sure.
want anybody.
I lost count of how many of our elderly basketball fans and friends that I had to literally hold their hand as they walked down the stairs. Because it was just a little too tight and a little too treacherous. And that's just not good. That's just not good. Anyway, I'm sure we could continue grieving and sharing grievances about their facilities and the organizational tactics, but let's move on to the game itself.
Y'all know what I'm gonna say first. The 50% free throws.
Free throws were not great.
Which, here's the thing, we actually only had 10 free throws this game, so it's not like it would have made that big of a difference. 5 out of 10, but still just not a great percentage. I feel like our rebounds were low this game too. Like, I think several games for a long time, it's been in the 30s for the rebounds. So to only have 25.
Yeah. And yet again, just the offensive rebounds. I just, like, you can always tell how the game's going to go on whether or not we're getting any sort of like offensive boards at all. And it's just like, I knew we weren't getting many because it was just a struggle to get any sort of second chance points. I don't even think we had very many second chance points. What do we have? 4? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
also, they only had 5 and they had the same amount of offensive rebounds. So like both teams were struggling on offensive rebounds, but like, I don't know, like I don't know why offensive rebounds always like stick in my head, but I'm just, like, I feel like that's such an important key point in, good basketball strategy, like trying to get up there and like get an offensive board and get a second chance point, get like a putback. Oh, I mean, if the game, I feel like if we're doing well on the offensive boards and like we're getting good second chance points and good looks and then the game's going to go a lot better, but heaven forbid.
Yeah. And no, like I just scrolled back and looked at the 2 games prior to this, and both of them we had 39 rebounds overall, and this one only 25. So yeah, that's quite a difference.
Absolutely. I mean, they only had they had 36 rebounds total. I mean, they were killing it on the defensive boards.
Yeah, 30. That's a lot.
That's a lot of defensive boards. Yeah. Not great. There was one guy on their team. Let's see here. Well, there's a couple guys who had double digits. Daw Houston and Nicholas. I'm not going to be able to.
Shagbonyo,
sure, yeah. Both of them were in double-digit points. Sheldon Williams almost had a double-double. He had 10 rebounds and 8 points. So, I will say that their free throw percentage was obviously a lot better than ours. Theirs was at 70%. And shit, their 3-point percentage in the first half was, I mean, they didn't attempt it a ton, but the ones that they did get, they were getting them. That was 71%.
Their field goal and 3-point percentage overall was better than ours.
Mm-hmm. Again,
our field goal was about 44. Theirs was 49, and then our 31. Theirs was 47. I mean,
exactly. I mean, they outscored us in the first half. I mean, we were going into the half down 7 points, and not many times this season have we been down in the first half and then made a resurgence and comeback. I mean, I knew it was in us, and we could have and we can. Yeah. But lordy, that's what made this game so stressful. It's like, not to dog A&M Corpus Christi, but like, we beat them both times this year. Like, why are we struggling?
I know. I agree. It shouldn't have been that close. Like,
it shouldn't have been that close. And that's where I go back to saying, like, they played the night before and we didn't. We were off for 8 days. And being off that long, I don't care if you're practicing every day. It doesn't matter. Like, it's not competition.
It's not the same level of adrenaline, but yeah, I just looking at the stats. If you just showed me the stat sheets with the percentages, I would have guessed that we did not win this game.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's what I'm saying. Like, the fact that we won, absolute shocker. I mean, I'm happy we won, absolutely, because that got us into the final game. But like, it was not our best showing, and in my head, I was like, okay, we got the crap game out of the way. We're gonna be rest up, ready to go, better legs for tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on from this A&M Corpus Christi game, obviously we left the game. Did you have any more grievances? Sorry, I didn't even ask.
No.
Okay, I just wanted to move on. So we leave the game. We head back to the hotel. First of all, I have a grievance about the hotel. Well, first of all, we didn't even go back to our hotel. We went to the next door hotel, the LeBears. I got questions about that. Like, how are you going to be a casino hotel and most of the food places close at 9?
Y'all do not even want to get me started on this. I was about ready to, Sean Hightower was going to have to come bail me out in Louisiana, and not because of anything that happened at the games, but because you got to be kidding me. It's a casino, first of all. I know it's a weeknight, but it's a casino. People are in the casino at every hour of the day. If this is your big selling point, Lake Charles, that you got a casino, what are these people eating? And like, did someone miss the memo that y'all been hosting this tournament for freaking 5 years? And y'all know what days people are going to be here. Do you not want to make money? Do you not want to take my money? Like, do you want me on a hangry warpath through your casino at 10 p.m. because there's no food to be had? Like, you got to be kidding me.
And the only restaurant, like sit down restaurant, I mean, there was two. There was one that was like an Asian food place, but the freaking line was extremely long to get in there, and the wait was so long. I mean, we would have been eating if we waited in that line for food. Just like, okay, yeah, Laura, she said we waited 2 hours to eat.
Yeah,
2 hours.
I would have been eating at the jail cafeteria before I got food from there. Like, if I had to wait that long, that's what was going to happen. I was gonna be having whatever slush it is they give you in the jail in Lake Charles. Just wild
kind of stuff. I'm like, have more small bite. Again, if you want to close at 9, fine, but have more small bites or things available after 9 o'clock.
A limited menu, like 5 appetizers to choose from.
Something. Have a single slice pizza place open. Like, I don't freaking care, dude. Just have something. First of all, we try to go into the sports book, and it's like, yeah, the kitchen's closed. We're like, you're a sports book. You should be open all night, my dude. First of all, the bars should be open all night and the kitchen should be open all night, even if it's a limited menu. It's a sports book. You don't want people betting when they're drunk? What? Just wild stuff. Again, this is what I mentioned earlier, the juxtaposition of going to the WAC tournament in Vegas for 3 years at casinos where everything is open all the time.
All the time.
Where we literally would leave a game at 10 or 11 o'clock at night and Uber back to the strip and go and have a whole ass sit down meal at 11 or midnight for hours.
Yeah.
And we're not getting kicked out.
No, they want you to stay. They want you to spend that money.
Yeah. So I need Lake Charles to figure that shit out because that's just wild. So we finally found a place to get some food and grab sandwiches, which they were okay sandwiches.
We got a panini, which is fine, but I'm like, I came all this way, and what I'm having
and I need a panini and a casino.
Cool. That I could have made at home. Okay, cool.
Right. So we finally get food. We go and we hang out on the sports book for a while. Then we head back to the Nugget. And during this entire time, we're watching the McNeese and the UTRGV game on Nick Rocco's cell phone.
Like 5 of us huddled around.
Because yet again, make this make sense, Jesus. It's a conference tournament and at McNeese in Lake Charles, and there's no way to watch it on a big screen TV at a casino.
Yeah, none of the casinos can stream ESPN, like
ESPN Plus on one TV. We're not asking for much. One TV in a sports book would have been appropriate.
Like, what do you think people are here for? This is what they're here for.
Agreed. So I was already fired up about that. The fact that we had to sit at a bar at the Nugget, which was, again, shout out to the Nugget for having a bar open past 9 o'clock. At least we could sit there and have a beverage and sit there and watch 3 overtimes of basketball on a cell phone. And finally, Andy realizes, oh, I have my tablet in my backpack. Well, bitch, where the hell have you been with this? At least we could have a bigger screen.
But then it caused more trouble because somehow his feed was like 5 milliseconds ahead of Nick's phone. And so the ones of us who were watching on the tablet were spoiler alerting for everybody watching the phone. But anyway.
So finally we just gave up on the phone and just watched it on the tablet. And believe me, yes, it was an exciting game to watch. Sure, absolutely. I mean, I was rooting hard for UTRGV because I'm like sitting here saying, well, yeah, no, if we want to win, I want to beat, the other better team in the conference. No, baby, because I knew what to expect the next day. If we were going to play McNeese, I knew what to expect the next day in terms of home court advantage.
It's not even necessarily just about the team we were going to be matched up against. It was about the circumstance of where. Correct. I don't want to play any of the teams in our conference for the tournament championship on their home floor.
No, absolutely not. Who would? And under what God's green earth would you want to play a team on their home court in a championship final game to go to the NCAA tournament? Not me, but here we are. That's why I know some people were rooting for McNeese because of that reason. They're like, oh no, like we want to beat the best team in the league. But no.
We already beat them once. I'm happy with that one.
Like, I wanted to play UTRGV because of the fact that they wouldn't have any sort of home court advantage, and neither would we. Because, believe it or not, I also don't think that any games should be played like at a non-neutral site. Like I wouldn't want them to be played in Nacogdoches.
Nope.
That's not fair to anyone.
It's not. It should always be a neutral site.
It should always be a neutral site. I don't give a rat's patoot where it's at. I mean, we trucked our happy asses to Vegas where it was definitely, I mean, obviously the teams that were closer to Vegas had a better showing because, but still the closest teams were still 3 hours away.
Right. Yeah. It was still a hike.
And there were a ton of teams that had to come from out of state, including ours, including other teams that were in Texas, including teams that were in California and Seattle. Like, anyway, it's just like, it is maddening to me. And it's like we had obviously we had a great opportunity and shot to win this game because we're, number one seeds and we were coming off a good win. And we were hoping because of the 3 overtimes that whoever won that game would have tired legs and geez, they wouldn't be fired up. But damn sure, Skippy, we were wrong. We were wrong. So let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. So Wednesday, March 11th, again at Townsley Law Arena in Lake Charles, Louisiana. Going into this game, we had 30 wins and 23 losses in our matchups versus McNeese. The last matchup we did win 67-60 at home. Largest margin of victory was 86-57 in 2016. Smallest margin of victory was 55-54 in 1991. And we'll let Alex give the little game summary.
I got you. It's loading. Nope, not loading. There it goes. Just slow. Just slow, like me. Okay. So, with 18 points, which Jacqueline will go over stats more in a minute, Keon Thompson became just the second Lumberjack in program history to score 600 points in a single season. That's amazing. That's amazing. He also was named to the all-tournament team after averaging 21 points per game. Very nice. I mean, obviously it's not the prize he wanted, or any of us wanted, but that's a nice accolade. Thank you very much, Southland Conference. McNeese shot 50% from deep as part of a 52% effort from the floor, making 9 of their 18 attempts, while the Jacks converted just 5 of their 21. You can kind of see where this is going.
Yeah.
On a positive note, SFA knocked down 16 of its 19 shots from the stripe. So at least our free throws were good.
There's one win.
Woohoo! Total, JC had 7 blocks in 2 tournament games. That's really freaking good.
That is amazing. We definitely haven't had that anytime in the recent past.
No way. So yeah, those are just the highlights. A lot of the other stuff is statistics, and Jacqueline's already going to go over that. So that's the main thing.
All right, so same old starters. Y'all are just going to have to hear the squeak because at this point I can't make it stop. Oh wait, yes, okay, all right. Keon, CC, Cam, Gerald, Latif, same starters as usual. We did lose 76-59. I'm going to come back to this on a grievance, but the attendance supposedly for this game, allegedly, was 5,272 because they did put it on the big screen with sold out. Just put a pin in that one. Sean Kennedy's stat section, our field goal percentage was 37.3%. The 3-point was 23.8%. As Alex said, our free throws were looking up, 84.2%.
Yeah, good.
Possibly one of the highest of the season.
Take it. I'll take a win anywhere we can get it, honestly.
I think that's the only thing we want on this night, but I'll move on. 22 points in the paint, 13 points off turnovers, 7 second chance points, 4 fast break points, 13 bench points. The score's only tied once. The lead never changed. We had 24 total rebounds, 7 offensive and 17 defensive. We had 11 fouls, 12 turnovers. They had 13 turnovers. We had 5 steals, 3 blocks, and 10 assists. Our game leaders, we had Keon with 18 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal. We had Cam with 10 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. We had Latif with 9 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. And our defensive king, Gerald, with something in every single stat line. Almost a double-double. 7 points, 9 rebounds, 3 blocks, 1 assist, 1 steal.
Love to see it. Well, Jacqueline Parton, who's your player of the game?
So for that reason, I gave this one to Gerald. That was a great game for him. 7 points is on the higher end of what he typically scores because that's not what we're necessarily looking to him for. But he still almost had double-digit Rebounds, by and far out rebounded everyone on our team in this game. The next behind him was Cam with the 4 rebounds, which actually special shout out to Cam because that was a great game for him. 10 points for rebounds and assists. But Gerald, the almost double with 7 points, 9 rebounds, 3 blocks in the championship game against the only, other team that people talked about being big, whatever. 3 blocks, an assist, and a steal. That he played a great game.
Yeah. No, I agree. I'm also gonna give the special shout out to Gerald there. But yeah, I think my player of the game for sure was Cam. I mean, I think he really came in clutch at multiple times during this game. I mean, obviously, I hate to do it in an anti-compliment sandwich. It wasn't enough, but it was what he contributed to the game was great. And I am so proud of him. And 4 rebounds, 10 points, 1 assist. It's a good game from Cam. Love to see that from him. It's a great production night. He came in, played as well as he could while he was in, scored, did what he needed to do while he was in the game. But yeah, Gerald, Jesus, Pete. I mean, are you kidding me? 9 rebounds, 3 blocks. I mean, having 7 blocks in 2 games is crazy talk.
And in the semifinal and championship game, like these are not just little, D3 blow-off games.
Right. And I just wish it would have been enough. I truly, truly do. And I mean, we'll get to the grievances because it'll be quick on the.
Yeah, but I'm glad that you gave it to Cam because he was going to be my special shout out and also highlight him on this game. 5 of 5 from the free throw line, 100%.
Right. Exactly. So moving on to any other positives from this game. I mean, geez.
The free throw percentage.
That's truly probably about it. I mean, we had one less turnover than them.
Yeah, the free throw percentage. And you know what? Actually, I mean, it's not like we just had 10 and we're lucky enough to get 8. We had 16 out of 19. That's a pretty good number of free throws and keeping consistency with making them. So yeah, that's pretty much my feat of strength for the game. Unfortunately.
Yeah. I think my other feat of strength would just be all the people that we had in the stands. I know we had more for the final who came in for the day for that game specifically, which was great. Again, love to see it. We appreciate everyone who made the trek and that made the journey to Lake Charles for that game. Wish we could have pulled out a dub for you. But again, the deck was stacked against us. So to speak. Yeah. If we want to use like gambling casino terms, right? They had loaded die. The house was against us.
House always wins.
House always wins, babe. House always wins every single time. Yeah. Moving on. Let's just go right into the grievances. Why not? Wait, Laura said Keon Free Throw Academy. Yeah, I mean, he did great. Keon, love to see it.
Keon that game. It was 100%.
Cam. Yeah, sorry, Cam.
Begins with the airing of grievances. I got a lot of problems with you people. Now, you're going to hear about it.
Gigi doesn't like the grievances section. Well, you know what?
We couldn't hear it on our end though, so it was silence.
Oh, I don't know why. I guess I didn't have it up as loud as I usually do. Here, wait, let's try again.
Begins with the airing of grievances. I got a lot of problems with you people. Now, you're going to hear about it.
Did you hear it that time? Oh, she had to get up.
No, I didn't hear it again.
That's crazy. I had it turned all the way up. Well, it doesn't matter.
It's very lately. It's fine.
It's fine.
I know it by heart.
Where the heck do we start?
How
How about the fact that there were essentially 5,000 McNeese fans and 200 SFA fans? Let's just brass tacks it right here.
Well, no. First of all, let me cover that. Them saying this was a sold out crowd, literally,
yeah,
every section you looked in was like a third empty. So I'm calling absolute bullshit on the sold out crowd. And if it was sold out, maybe it's because I don't know, for some inexplicable reason, they got to do a big ass discount on just the game for McNeese for the championship game at the last minute. None of the other sessions were discounted. And guess who are the only people who are going to be able to buy this like slash prices ticket at the last minute? People who live in Lake Charles, aka McNeese fans. So I don't know. Maybe they just bought them up and then didn't come. So, but there were a lot of empty seats in there. Just saying. Just saying.
Yeah, but regardless of what the actual numbers were, there were a shit ton of McNeese fans and a very small section of SFA fans. And this was always going to be the case. This was always going to be the case. We knew it going in. And again, this is why I said 5-10 minutes ago that I wanted to play UTRGV. This is why. Because on what world is this a fair tournament? In what world is this a fair game? They're home court. There's no neutral site. I'm so sorry. If it's SFA and another team, neutral site, good to go. Cool. Like if you want to call it that. But if it's McNeese playing anybody, how do you compete with that?
Can't.
And again, I would say the same thing if they decided, 3 years from now, hey, you know what? Let's send this tournament to Nacogdoches. I'll be the first one to say absolutely effing not.
Yeah.
Because then we will be the ones who have unfair home court advantage, which again, I'm not a fan of that type of environment. I'm not. Like, it's not fair to anyone in that environment. It needs to be an even playing field across the board.
That's regular season stuff.
Absolutely.
To where you have a one road game and then the conference tournament should be neutral. Nobody gets a leg up because it's already March. It's already March Madness. Like the flip of a hair can make the world upend in March Madness. And so we don't need anything else to like tip the scales dramatically of giving someone a home court advantage. And, they're comfortable. This is where they practice. This is where they play. This is their home court. They're used to the goals. They're used to the locker rooms. All their people are there. Like, they get to sleep at home. Let me just point that out. Like, hello, all of these other schools and teams are like on the road in a hotel. They're out of their usual flow of things. And yet the McNeese players, they can sleep in their own bed, in their own home, get up, go to the Coliseum, take their sweet time. Everything's just normal routine. And then everybody else is upended. I mean, I could just go on for days.
I mean, everything you just said, cosign, everything you just said. It's just frustrating. And I don't know how the other teams in the Southland Conference feel. I would assume that they feel similar to us. Don't know. I would love to hear from the other teams that are in the conference that had to play a McNeese game. Like UTRGV fans, where are you at? How do you feel? Any other, I forget who else had to play like the McNeese girls. I mean, we had to play the McNeese girls for the Lady Jack final. I mean, anyway, I mean, we're going to beat this like a dead horse, but it's maddening. It's maddening. And how many more years do they have this scheduled to be in Lake Charles that we have to deal with?
I think allegedly that might be TBD, but I don't know anything.
I know allegedly, but if in reality,
I don't know how many more are on the contract, I guess is what I should say. I don't know.
I think it's through 2029. That's what I thought I saw or read or heard. If it is, that's 3 more years of bullshit.
Yeah, if that's the case now, because here's my last venue grievance. As I said, again, how many years y'all been doing this? And it's like, this is the first time and you don't know what you're doing. After we lost this game, spoiler alert, we'll get there. I thought we were going to die in this parking lot of the McNeese Coliseum in Lake Charles. Like, this is wins, because I mean, I shit you not, like, we're sitting in the car forever. It is pouring rain. Some people are like wanting to get out of this parking lot so badly that we're driving on the road like you're supposed to, and then here are the cars perpendicular to us, and one of them is this big Suburban just scooting up, and I'm like, you're about to T-bone us, and then we're all going to be here for the rest of our lives. So, I mean, I can't comprehend it. Like, there's got to be a better way. How many years have they been doing this? They haven't figured this out. At the very least, stick a highway patrol, a sheriff's constable, or a cop car out there with sirens on, blocking the other lane of traffic for 3 minutes, and just have people turn. No choice, just turn right, and then go wherever you want from there. I don't care where you're going, but you got to get out of here, take a right, and the oncoming traffic will be stopped. Like, we just want to GTFO at this point.
I'm laughing so hard right now. I needed this event session so badly. But this comment from Cat fans has me rolling.
What is he saying?
It's so good. He goes, "Are you ladies talking about the McNeese Invitational hosted by the Lake Charles Convention and Visitors Bureau?"
Wait, no, hosted by the Lake Charles Toyota dealership, whatever it was named.
But you get the point of the go.
Oh yeah. I'm just sprinkling in the facts.
But yeah, I mean, and I didn't even bring that up in the feats of strength. Let me just bring that up really quickly. Yes, I have to give it to SFA Athletics and crew for arranging with McNeese, whatever the heck it was, tailgate, because we were the only school that I guess took it upon themselves to do that. So we had a place to land in between games, before games, for a little tailgate where they had some free drinks for us. And McNeese, as much as I hate to say this, did provide us with some free food.
Well, McNeese didn't. It was the Toyota dealership.
The Toyota dealership, but I'm sure they're partners of McNeese Athletics. But like,
I'm sure. But listen, that's free publicity.
Sure.
No, I'm not giving accolades to McNeese on that. But thank you, Toyota dealership, for the chicken wings and the boudin.
Yeah, that stuff. But so I will say that was a positive for the days that we were there. So that was very nice. No other school took it upon themselves to do that. So shout out to us for like saying, well, shit. I mean, we'll throw up a tent and we'll work with you guys and whatever. So, I mean, but
SFA doesn't lose a tailgate, baby.
Well, that is true. I will say, win or lose, we booze, but not this girl, but you get the point. I feel like I've taken like a year of celibacy away from like drinking. I don't know. That's what it feels like.
Sobriety, sobriety would make more sense than celibacy from alcohol, but
you knew what I meant.
I love it. I love the verbiage.
Same
there.
difference at this point. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But I retweeted that Cat fans comment, and I literally said, "These are one of the moments where we love you," like, or something. I don't even know what I said. Oh, I said these are the moments that we absolutely love you, with a little kissy, because that was funny as hell. Damn it, I appreciate that comment so much. Like,
funny AF.
Thank you very much. Back to the game.
Yes. Okay. Now we can get it. Now we can get into the game grievances. Everything.
I've
all of it.
I don't even know where to start. Like, I was in complete shock and awe at it looked like we forgot how to play basketball, babe.
Every bit go wrong went wrong, and I'll start with a few. Field goal percentage was not great, 37%. 3-point at 23%. 24 rebounds, again, super low. We had double-digit turnovers. It was just not good. We couldn't make shots. We couldn't get shots.
Babe, we couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. We couldn't hit water if we were on a fucking boat.
Couldn't throw it in the ocean, as Rob used to say.
I'm telling you, man, like the amount of just absolute missed shots, and like I think the biggest shock of the night, never mind the fact that we got our butts kicked, was the biggest shock of the night was how calm Maddie B was the whole fucking time.
I think since it was such a Murphy's Law of events, and we'll get to the other grievances in a minute. It was the complete opposite on their end. I hate to have to say it more than anyone, but I told Alex time of death. I'm pretty sure first half.
Oh, you did.
It was just one of those where you could just tell. I mean, even at stop it, I'm talking. Even at halftime, I was like, the only thing that would even give us a sliver of a chance is if we can get Garcia fouled out. And Dad very correctly pointed out, even if you take him out, like we still can't get an offense going. So
we couldn't get a stop. We couldn't get a stop even if we stole stop signs.
No, but even if we got the stop, we weren't scoring. So like we had to make up the difference at some point.
Oh, yeah.
And there was just
we
nothing.
got too deep in a hole. Too deep. We dug ourselves too deep of a hole that even Shia LaBeouf couldn't get out of it. I'm telling you, and that's a throwback for anybody. If you know, you know. I'm tired of this, Grandpa. That's too damn bad. It was just, again, when I said at the beginning of this podcast that this whole week and a half plus whatever has been just a series of unfortunate events, I'm not even mincing my words on this. Like, it also felt like it was just like fucking fate or from the heavens above, because halfway through this game, it started pissing rain outside and thundering. It was like damn torrential downpour, thunder, tornadic weather outside. And I'm like, cool. Now we're going to die in Lake Charles.
Yeah. Listen, I'm sorry. I'm not going out like that. I'm not dying in Lake Charles. I'm like, Alex, we got to get on the road. I will die anywhere but Lake Charles. Louisiana.
That was the second. I mean, obviously the loss was the worst part of the night, but God dog it. The second worst part of the night was having to drive home in that weather for like an hour, 45 minutes to an hour, after waiting in the parking lot, like Jacqueline said, to get out. Wildly enough, like it was just a wild series of events over 24 hours. And it was just miserable, absolutely miserable. I wish I would have been able to have a better time in general, but I knew something was up. It felt icky and sticky and gross. And
and my biggest grievance of all, honestly, well, I guess this is a multi-part thing, which Alex and I talked about on our drive home, and we've both, I think, since compartmentalized it since then. I put it in a little box and put it up on the shelf, and now we're pulling it down and Pandora's box is opening. But I
don't like doing it, but we're not doing it.
Obviously, did we want to win that game? Yes. So badly.
Sure.
No, I'm going to choke on oxygen. But, and Alex and I both said this. This should be my parting wrap up, but I have more to say afterwards. But here I am. We would have loved to win that game. Would have loved to get the auto bid to the NCAA tourney, but after our season last season and not even making that tournament, to getting to where we have been, the incredible, amazing, fun ride that we've been on this season and making it a championship game. If you would have told us last year that we were going to make the championship game, we would have been like, nope, you're crazy. Not going to happen.
You're nuts. First year coach, whole new team. You're on crazy pills.
We could not be happier with the season that we got and the fun that we had watching these guys. Almost every single moment has been a feat of strength and not a grievance. We hated it for the guys. We hated it for the seniors. We hated it especially because of all the grievances we've just given you about the venue. McNeese players and fans are also all, well, I'm not going to say what I said via text because none of that's appropriate for this broadcast. But
let's just say their sportsmanship and their professionalism, not great.
Is really lacking. So many things. Number one on their team, the whole game, just yapping, flapping his gums at our players on the bench, our fans on the sideline. Not a ref in sight to say anything about all the smack talking. After the game, if anybody was TV, from what I heard today, you might have seen number one jump up on the scorer's table in celebration. But if you were there, you saw at least 4 to 5 players jump up there. He was just the first. He was not the only one. Multiple 4 to 5 of their players jumped up on the scorer's table after the game. No tech, no nothing, no down. Pretty sure someone on their staff, I missed the whole context of what he said, but I can read lips on the F word. That's a pretty easy one to catch. And someone on their staff definitely let out some sort of tirade towards us with the F word in there. Yes, Laura, thank you. I can read that word on lips for sure.
Pretty easy to know that one. Yep.
As Alex and I were walking out of the Coliseum, like we're just trying to GTFO. We just want to get the
literally
of Lake Charles
on.
Or, little to our knowledge then, get in the car and sit in the parking lot for 45 minutes. We just wanted to get out somewhere. And this fan of theirs walking like 3 steps in front of Alex and I, Gigi, I'm trying to make a point here. Literally turns as if, one of those cocky things like he's pretending to talk under his breath, but he really wants us to hear him. And says to us, garbage team. And I just had to look at Alex and be like, we just got it. I can't even respond right now, or Sean Hightower will be getting me in Lake Charles. Like, we just need to get to the car ASAP.
Yeah, I just told her, I was like, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's, we have to show some sort of professionalism and decorum because they're obviously not. Listen, I understand being excited about the win. You're excited about the win because you came in at number 2. You were struggling this season. You got some losses under your belt, and that's just not like you, McNeese. And I get it. You were pumped up. It's fine to celebrate. Be excited. You won in glorious fashion. You dominated the whole game. Just be excited and celebrate normally. And again, you've been there before, so act like it.
I'll say it's the classic line. Act like you've been there before, and literally y'all won last year. So
just do it.
Same venue because you got to host it last year too. So literally,
that's just a barrel of laughs.
Take the clock back 1 year. You were in the same exact position, and you're acting like you just won the Powerball lotto or something. It's just not classy.
No. And it's just like, listen. If we would have won, yes. Would we have celebrated? Absolutely. But you're not going to see us jumping on tables. You're not going to see us flipping off the McNeese fans. You're not going to see us doing all of that stuff because A, we're not in our home court. So I don't have the luxury of having home court advantage on my side. And B, because we've been there before. We know how it feels to win. We also know how it feels to lose in very shitty fashion. So it's
yeah. Listen, Lisa, Linda, we beat Duke on their home floor in overtime for the first time in almost 20 years that they had lost a non-conference game at home. Did any of our players jump on a scorer's table? If you're not going to do it when you beat Duke,
who was number one,
who was ranked number one before that
in the country,
who are you going to do it against? Who? I'm sorry. Never, ever would any of the guys on our roster act like that after a game. Never.
No.
Never.
No. Even when we had absolute B bags on our roster, would they have done that? Because they would have got their ass handed to them.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm sorry. Like, we beat Duke and we didn't show our ass like that.
Believe me, there are many times where I would like to show my ass, but I keep it under wraps for a multitude of reasons. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it. Like, and that's why I told Jacqueline why I was like, do not respond to any of the comments. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it. They will probably lose in the first freaking round. So
I can't wait.
And it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. The Jacks have gone further this year than we have in the last 3 or 4. I mean, it's been a while. Even when we were in the WAC, we didn't make it to the championship game. You know what I mean? And so, like,
it's been a minute.
It's been a minute since we had any sort of like big reasons to celebrate. And we're still regular season champs. We're still going to get a ring. I know that probably doesn't feel great for them to hear right now, but you still need to be proud of the work and the humongous strides that we had this season. And that's that. And that's that.
Unbelievable season ending. Like, we never.
It wasn't in the cards. It wasn't in the cards. It wasn't in the cards to win. It wasn't meant to be. The stars didn't align. The planetary alignment was off. You know, there was just something. I mean, I will say one thing. It was glaringly obvious to me, too, is the fact that we are still undersized.
Yeah.
Still. Yeah. Even with Gerald, again, we could have the best lineup in the world, but damn, it becomes so hard to fight in the paint when we are undersized like that.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, any other comments? Go ahead.
You know what? I should have mentioned this on the feats of strength. So I'm going to be. She knocked over something that scared her. I don't know what happened.
You have a freaking zoo over there, dude.
Yeah, that's true. Well, she kept jumping on me, and I'm in a rolly chair, and so it pushed me back. Anyway, I'm going to be petty, and jump back for the feats of strength. My favorite McNeese player, DJ Richards, number 2. Guess how many he scored this game?
Probably what, like 5?
0. DJ, 0 points.
Hate to see it, you know.
Just a travesty.
Hate to see it, you know. Okay, also, I will say, I need to say this too, because it's going to drive me nuts. For future reference, and just keep this in the back pocket, whoever is listening or will listen. If you're going to sit on the court, on the baselines, in your fancy chairs, do me the biggest freaking favor in the world. don't talk shit to any of the opposing players at all until the end of the game.
Or if you do, maybe figure out that 2 + 2 = 4. And the more that you shit talk, the more that Javon Garcia doesn't miss anything. Maybe 2 + 2 = 4, and your approach is not working, and it's burying us deeper. But you know what? This is the same dude that tried to argue with me about referees the night before.
I know.
And I'm sorry. Nope. No man on this earth besides my father is going to look me in my face and tell me that he knows more about referees than me. You got to wake up a lot earlier to do that.
Oh, but yeah. So just do me a favor for future reference, and I'm just saying, like, unless we're playing some dog and pony show team from like NAIA, which we shouldn't even be talking smack to those types of teams anyway, because that's just mean. Keep the trash talk prior to the game to a minimum. Very dull roar. Very dull roar. Because I don't want the guy that you're talking trash to have the game of his effing life. And literally at one point hit a basket and then turn and look at you and point at you. And that's when I knew that we were fucked.
This man scored 31 points in 33 minutes. He basically scored a point for every minute he was on the floor.
At one point, he scored more points just himself than we had points on the board as a whole.
Yep.
And that was in the first half that he did this.
Yeah.
As soon as he hit the basket, turned, pointed to homie in the chair, I knew this game was over. I knew it.
Like it doesn't take much to fit the pieces together there that you lit a fire and now you're just pouring the gasoline on there.
Literally. And I literally can equate it to the Astros with Jose Altuve, because the more you boo that man, the better he plays. And when will teams learn? Teams will never learn. The more that you boo him, the better he plays, and the more he will make you regret the boos, but yet people keep booing. It's the same, and now it's the same formula. And I'm just like, dude. Anyway, so you have anything else?
No, I don't. I guess that's it.
Next one.
Yes. Otherwise,
wait a minute. I have at least one more. Something else may spark. Shout out to McNeese fans who decided to show up to this game and throw their ass around and kick our fans out of seats because they decided to come to the game and sit in their season ticket seats. Like, did you not see was there not a special like alert that went out to them that said like, hey guys, because this is the conference tournament, the seating arrangements are going to be a little differently. Instead of sitting in your regular seats, you're going to have to move and sit behind your team because we'll have that's how it's been. Like at any conference tournament, there is a specific section for each team regardless. But here we are again, because they're at their home court, they thought that they could go up there and kick all the people out of their freaking seats. And then you have all these SFA fans who are like, well, where the hell am I supposed to go now? And it's like the first few rows or so were supposed to be general admission for the institution player passes only, sitting there. And like, I don't know, why are you coming to try to sit in the institutional and player pass section of the opposing team?
Also, regular season is over. Those tickets are null and void. Find your happy ass a spot to sit somewhere else. But again, this is like fourth, fifth year, whatever they're doing this, and they act like they don't know up from down. So why am I surprised?
I'm not surprised.
Or they just don't care. I don't know.
I think honestly, truly, they didn't care. And then you have this little old man who's like the little, usher who's over here like saying, well, no, you got to move because these are their tickets. And then you got our fucking superhero, Scott Allen, jumping in to try to save the day saying like, no, like these are the first whatever rows are institutional GA tickets. And like, this is our section and this is where we're supposed to be sitting. And it was a whole hubbub, a whole thing. And I'm like, this shouldn't be that difficult. It shouldn't be that difficult. And you're making elderly people get up and move halfway through the game because you decided to show up at the fucking 4-minute media of the first half of the championship game. Kick rocks, man.
Well, I actually think the one who showed up and made Dr. Stanley and Becky move, I think that was an SFA person, unfortunately.
Yeah, that was. But like there were things happening before that.
But that one pissed me off. I didn't get to ask them afterwards what happened because I was just ready to go. But I don't know who that man is.
Right. That was also confusing because, again, I thought that I don't know how many rows we did have in the GA institutional like player passes area. But like, I mean, why even have reserve tickets anyway? It all should just be general admission.
Right. And I don't know who that man was, but he's not Dr. Stanley. So like find another seat, brother. I mean, how long's Dr. Stanley been at SFA and you're going to ask him and Becky to move? Like, just find another seat.
Wait a minute. I got to read this one from the Rev. It was a tweet yesterday. It just now popped up on my feed. I don't know why I get shit late, but I do. While I wish all 68 teams the best of luck, there's one out of Lake Charles that I hope perpetually stubs their toe on the corner of the coffee table.
And hit that shin on the door frame or something.
I also have to give a shout out to our boy Dylan, Yatesy boy. He is just trolling and going in head first on these McNeese fans on Twitter, and I have to give him love and props because I'm not doing it. I don't have the mental fortitude nor the emotional capacity to even try to go back and forth with them. But he'll take one for the team and do it for sure. And he will die on hills and he will keep going. And I commend him. Truly, I do.
We love to have him on our team, man.
Everybody needs a Dylan type of fan on their team and on their side. And I know that if anybody ever came for us in any sort of like social media way, that all we would have to do is screenshot the message and send it to him and be like, go forth.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to talk. Can you wait just a minute? He couldn't be at the games in person, so he did his work on Twitter to stir it up, and we appreciate that.
He stirs that pot, man. And it's just funny because the game's over. It's almost been a week since all these games have been done and played. Like, and they're still going at it. Like,
well, here's the thing. If they thought they had 1% of a chance to look decent in this game, they could brush it off. What SFA who and not worry about it and be happy. But they know they're about to get crushed, so they're angry. So they want to take it out on us. We get to be the whipping boy. That's
love to see it. Okay. And anything else? I would like to wrap it up here soon so that we can talk about, give the girls a little bit of love since they won and are going back to the dance as well. And I do have a small little grievance about where they got in. Do you have any more about the guys? We're good?
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on. So shout out to the girls. Shout out to Len. Shout out to the entire coaching staff and the entire team of the Lady Jacks for their performance in the tournament. Freaking gritty. It was It was tough. It was resilient. I mean, talk about comeback girls, comeback kids in every single game. You know, they're notorious this season for kind of starting off a little slow and kind of having a slow start. But man, oh man, do they really turn on the brakes or turn on the gas and pedal to the metal and turn it up. And that led them to victory. And now they're going back to the women's March Madness tournament. And my God, are we proud of them. And I hope they whoop some butt. But what the ever-loving hell kind of tournament seeding bullshit was that?
Yeah, I was not pleased. Dad texts. So first, I'm trying to talk. I was trying to keep up with all of the things yesterday, which was a lot. And first, my uncle who lived in Austin like my whole childhood texts me and says, in Fort Worth Region 3, number 16 seed SFA playing number 1 seed Texas in the first game. I was hoping SFA would have a higher seed. And then Dad texts me and is like, SFA got shafted. Then I see, no. We do not play number 1 seed Texas in the first game. We have to beat Missouri State in the effing play-in game to play number 1 seed Texas.
That threw me for a loop.
I'm not happy with that. Nope. I don't remember us ever being the play-in game. Men's or women's, like in my realm of remembrance. I don't know. I don't like.
I mean, it was just a weird seeding for me, and I don't like it. I don't like the fact that a tournament champion is in a play-in game. Like, that's just weird to me. Very weird.
I agree.
You know, that, in my opinion, should be someone that you're giving like an at-large bid to, who is coming in at the skin of their chinny.
Just slid in there. Yep.
Right. Not a tournament champion from a conference. I mean, just wild. But here's the thing. I know they're excited. I know that they're proud. They're just happy to be there. And I truly, truly hope that they show everyone that seeding bullshit was bullshit.
Yeah. Or at least a tournament champion who like was the underdog, like went into their conference tournament like 5 seed or lower or have a terrible record, but they ended up winning the conference tournament.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree. 100% agree. Let's see here. There was something else that I saw a second ago, and I'm of course it's gone on Twitter because that's just how they work. But yeah, it's gone because it went away. But yeah, so shout out to Lynn and the girls, and I truly hope. What game's that? When's that game? Is that Wednesday, the 18th? I believe.
So they play Missouri State on Wednesday in Austin.
Okay. Damn, dude.
And our guys play. Stop. I'm trying to talk. Play tomorrow night.
She doesn't care.
Yes.
Switching gears. So yeah, switching gears to the guys. So obviously, because we've got not only second place in, I'm not done yet. What are you doing? Oh, she's bringing me a note. Like, this is like breaking news. Let's see.
Well, this is our stat nanny. She's probably bringing us something.
No, it's a note that says, "Do I want canes?"
Oh, that's always a yes, Tess.
That's always a yes.
That 4-finger combo.
4-finger combo. Hey,
cane sauce.
And I want a shit ton of cane sauce. Axe them, she said. All right. Hell yeah, I'll take some canes. I may only eat one tender, but I would love some canes. Okay. Switching gears. So yes, because we were second place in the tournament, and of course we won the regular season. That all of that goes together in a lovely little like consolation prize. I hate saying it like that, but that's what it feels like. I know, but it's still a tournament. It's still a postseason bid. It's still a well-known tournament that a lot of schools who aren't able to play and didn't get into March Madness can still play in. But I know that the guys, I mean, I know teams feel like this is like their consolation prize, and I hate that.
Well, yeah,
But-
I mean, the nickname for it is not in tournament. However, here we didn't even get to play in our conference tournament for postseason. So
exactly. So
perspective.
correct. So I'm down to clown. So we got obviously invite to the NIT, which is of course the National Invitation Tournament. And we will have a little postseason opportunity here to play some more basketball. So we are going to Tulsa, already on our way. They left today. There was a lovely little send-off for both the girls and the guys today at the Coliseum. And so they're on their way to region host Tulsa, and they're playing tomorrow night at 8 o'clock at Tulsa, which again, here we go again, playing at Tulsa.
Versus Tulsa.
Love to see it. Yet again, another, you would think a neutral site tournament, but that's just not how the NIT functions.
Yeah.
And I know that. And that's fine.
It's just kind of PTSD for us right now.
It is. That's why I was like, oh, not again. But anyway, so we're playing, like I said, tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Central Time. So 8 o'clock. It'll be on ESPNU. And little known fact is that it'll be the fourth meeting all time between SFA and Tulsa, with the Jacks leading the series 2-1. The two sides last met December of 2016 at an MPE in Honolulu, Hawaii, which I remember that.
Me too.
We weren't there, but I remember it. Yeah. And it just so happens that former Lumberjack Des Heyman, Mr. Four-Point Play, and if you are old enough to remember, if you know, you know, Des Heyman, Mr. Four-Point Play, when we were playing West Virginia in the tournament.
That was VCU.
VCU. Oh my God. Wrong
Thomas
team,
Walkup
similar
was.
colors. Huh?
Thomas Walkup was the.
Yeah. Oh my God. I just had a brain fart. Thomas was West Virginia.
Yeah.
Des VCU. Yes. Okay. Anyway, Des is a current assistant at Tulsa. And just for a reminder purposes, yes, Mr. Four-Point Play, that was an overtime W versus VCU in 2014. So it's been a while. It's been a while since that game. But anyway, so yeah.
Grad school then.
Yeah, I just graduated grad school in 2013. So like I was just freshly back in Houston.
Okay.
Yeah. You were still in grad school. Yeah. I think I was already graduated. So yeah, we're playing Tulsa tomorrow night, which I'm surprised they left today. I would have thought they would have left yesterday, to be honest with you, but I guess.
Well, but last night's when they found out. So, I mean.
Oh, that's true. That's such a quick turnaround.
Yeah, they didn't know where they were going till last night after the NCAA selection show, because the NIT selection shows after.
That's right. No, that's right. Why did I feel like that selection show was like 2 days ago? I don't know. It's been a whirlwind of a week. So that is a very quick turnaround. Like, holy shit. Like, what if the regional we were in a different region? Oh, Lord Almighty. I mean, we're just lucky that Tulsa, Oklahoma, I mean, it's Oklahoma. It's only one state away, but still, Texas, it's a hell of a drive. Because we ain't flying.
Nah, I don't think Tulsa's that bad of a drive though. Maybe like 5 hours. I can't remember.
Yeah, it's probably like 5 or 6 hours, but still on a bus for 5 or 6 hours, it's not great. And then you got to play tomorrow. It's just not fun.
Yeah.
It's just not fun. But regardless, the boys are playing postseason game. So fingers crossed that we continue our postseason season tomorrow night with a W. So, anywho, exciting stuff. I hope it all. Okay, I don't know what that means, but moving on. Someone tweeted the NIT is officially a mid-major tournament. Who's all in the NIT? Let me see this. Is it truly all mid-majors who are in this damn tournament? Surely not.
I mean, by rule of thumb, it would typically kind of be that because most of the Power 5 schools are going to make the NCAA tourney, you know?
Yeah, I know, but surely there's a couple Power 5s in this damn tournament.
Oh, yeah, there's always going to be at least a few that either get shafted or just had a bad
Yeah,
trend.
I mean, we got Auburn.
Isn't Baylor in it this year?
I'm looking. I mean, shit, you got George Mason, Liberty, Nevada, Murray State. Okay, here's who's in the tournament. Auburn, South Alabama, Seattle U, which is the WAC, St. Thomas, George Mason, Liberty. Wait, Seattle U's not the WAC anymore. That was wrong. I'm sorry.
Or WAC, we knew what you meant.
Yeah. Former WAC. Liberty, Nevada, Murray State, Wake Forest, Navy, Illinois State, Kent State, Yale, UNCW, Dayton. I mean, shit, the Flyers. I mean, come on, you know. Bradley, New Mexico, Sam Houston, Utah Valley. That's the WAC. George Washington, Colorado State, St. Joseph, California, UIC, Tulsa, us, UC Irvine, UNLV, Wichita State, Wyoming, Oklahoma State, and Davidson. Like that's one hell of a freaking group.
Yeah.
Those are some really, I mean, yes, that's a majority mid-majors, but there's some really good mid-majors in there. Like that's a hell of a tournament. Anyone that thinks NIT is a BS tournament, you tune into that because that shit's good.
Yeah, a lot of those are from Power 5 schools. I mean, Wake Forest and the ACC. Let's see, isn't Illinois State in like the Big Ten or something?
Can't
remember. Auburn is
no, Illinois State is a Big Ten school.
Look it up and
Illinois is, but not Illinois State.
Okay, well, yeah, close. You got Auburn and SEC school. You got
correct. Oklahoma State. That's an SEC school, or that's a Power 5 school.
Yeah, Oklahoma State's in the Big 12. You got stop it. I can't remember what conference Wichita State is, but I'm pretty sure it's a decent one. You got Colorado State, I think might be a Power 5. I can't remember. Anyways, there's some schools from big conferences in there. And now I'm gonna mute again since I can't pry the squeaky toy from the jaws of Gigi.
No, you're good. We're almost done here, guys. Okay. Yeah, Kent State is MAC. You got MAC schools, you got Mountain West schools. I mean, there's a lot of really good teams in this conference. So again, the NIT bracket is looking pretty damn good. I mean, here's the thing. When we win tomorrow, I'm just gonna say it in those positive terms because you know I have hope. We will play the winner of either UC Irvine or UNLV. So could be big stuff coming up here, guys. Could be big stuff. You know what I mean? And shit, play our cards right. Hell, who knows? We could be playing Sam Houston in one of these games. we make any further. This could be a rematch. Anyway,
That I
on
was
the same side of the bracket. Anyway. Yeah. So all in all, it was it is what it is. The week could have been better. It could have been more fun. It could have been more exciting ending, but it wasn't. Just wasn't in the cards. But we still have a postseason run to worry about, and so I truly hope we kick some ass and take some names. I'm sorry. Let me edit that. Kick some axe and take some names. But anywho, I'm just happy that we got to where we are. And my final plea is that you see what's scrolling at the bottom of the screen right now. Support the Sawmill NIL Collective. I don't think anybody at this point is surprised or shocked when I say that if you liked the way that we played this season, if you enjoyed SFA basketball again, if you had a great time, if you loved the winning ways, if you loved the guys on our team, well, in order for them to keep playing here, in order for us to keep these good players, the ones who can stay, we're going to have to beef up our NIL collective. It's just a fact. It's just a fact. Like, if we lose any players this offseason, which, by the way, I truly think that the transfer portal should open after all of March Madness is done. Because what are we doing? Like, why are we I mean, Jesus, madon. Like, we can only handle so much in this month. Like, but then you're going to let the transfer portal open as well, and people are going to start freaking bailing ships. And it's just not fun.
Yeah, I don't like it either because like the teams that are still playing in postseason play, they might not know exactly who they're going to have left for the next season, what spots they're going to be open to fill. And guess what? They're kind of busy playing postseason, so they're not trying to look at that stuff.
Correct. And that's why I'm just like, just wait until the season is truly well and done.
Yeah.
Like, March Madness is well and done. You've crowned a NCAA tournament champion. You've crowned an NIT champion. Like, all of it's done, and then open the portal. Like, that's my little soapbox for that. But back to the collective, and this will be how we wrap this present up and tie it with a bow and send it on its way into Santa's sleigh here, is just, guys and gals, I'm not even kidding. I mean, if you have any sort of budget and or extra money in your pocket, whether it be $10, $50, $100, and you can put it in your little heart and in your budget to donate that money to the NIL collective in order for us to at least have an opportunity to compete with these other schools that have just so much money to give to these players, like, it can go a long way. Like, it could honestly and truly be a factor. We could be a factor in making decisions and, or, you know, convincing these players to stay. Cause that is just, I know it's weird and I know it's wild, but that is the name of the game now in college sports. And if these boys get a deal from somewhere else that can give them more money, hell, it may not be more playing time. It just may be more money. You know, that's just the way of the world right now, and they'll be gone. So do what you can.
Agreed.
If you can give $10, great. If you can give $50, great. If you can give more, great. Like, whatever you can do, please, for the love of all that is holy. If I can spare $50 out of my account every month, anybody can. I'm just being honest here. So,
Agreed.
yeah. Anywho, that's our soapbox for the NIL collective. I mean, obviously it goes on and on and on, and they do a lot more for the community in the collective, but really and truly, it's, at the end of the day, it's the way of the world, and we got to make money for these boys to stay, and girls. Same thing on the girl side. So do what you can. All right, let's kick this pig. Ready to wrap it up. I need to eat dinner and so all in all, don't worry, we're going to have at least 1 or 2 more podcasts. We're going to have one that goes over how the NIT goes. So obviously that'll be pending. And then after the NIT is over and we're done in the NIT, whether it be, one win or we win the whole damn kit and caboodle, we'll have a podcast after that. And then we'll have our end of the season one where we give out like our end of the season awards and this, that, and what have you. So at least at minimum 2 more episodes to go before we take our hiatus. So yeah, we're not done yet, folks. Not done yet. Tune in tomorrow, 8:00, ESPNU, and watch the Jacks take on Tulsa. And let's cheer them on. And I hope some people are able to go to the game. Would love to see some purple in the stands. But obviously, you and a girl can't do that. So we'll be cheering them on from home.
And same Wednesday night for the ladies.
That's right. That's right. But yeah, so I hope you guys have a wonderful night. We appreciate you tuning in. If you came in late, there was a whole podcast prior. You can always go back and watch it on YouTube or on Twitter or on Facebook Live. Or if you just want to listen to it, you can go check it out once I download the audio on Spotify. So we appreciate you listening. We appreciate listening and supporting all season. Your girls are tired, and we're just trying to survive here at the end.
Very much. Gigi's barking her head off at me because she probably needs a potty, and I'm now getting hangry, so we got to go.
We got to go. Okay. We love you guys. Thank you again. And as always, Alex and Jax.
Alex and Jax.